Yeah! It's your boy Nico. I'm loving Radiant. It's actually a really good anime. Check it out ASAP Hold the Rocky. Let's talk about the story. A boy named Seth wants to become an amazing sorcerer who hunts down these monsters called Nemesis and destroy their base, which is called Radiant. He wants to be the kind of sorcerer that can help everyone, sorcerer or human, because sorcerers have a bad reputation. Townspeople hate them because they're just like Nemesis, according to them, because they can both use Fantasia, which is pretty much magic. Now, we don't know why people hate sorcerers. We just know they get treated like they're monsters. They're not human. And every time they'll just see them, they're like, oh no, don't let them touch you, become infected. And it seems like how things normally work. If you can survive a Nemesis attack, there's a strong chance you can use Fantasia. And you get some type of curse. It's like a side effect. Or some abnormality happens to you. For example, Seth's infection could be his horns. We don't know what it does to him, but he has horns now. In Mellie's case, her personality flips. She goes from being a happy-go-lucky character who's super friendly and nice and shy to an aggressive monster attacks everything in sight and super mean. Now I hope we get some answers to how infections actually develop. How do you deal with them? Are they curable? Is there a way to reverse them? All that cool stuff later down the line. Yes, the show hinted early on there is research labs to help people deal with their infections, but we haven't seen someone say, oh yes, these research labs actually help. We'll hopefully get some answers in due time. So my guess is because majority of sorcerers have these curses, people misinterpret it as, oh, see, that's why we can't trust them. They're different. They have a disease. If we so much as breathe the same air as them, we'll get their disease. Not really the case, but that's how most villagers probably see the situation at hand. So they're trying to understand these sorcerers. They're saying, oh, we can't befriend them because it's too dangerous. We don't want to become abnormal, which leads me to believe someone put in these villagers' head, you can't befriend sorcerers because that's against the law. You're good because you're normal, and they're bad because they're different and they have the ability to use Fantasia. But I want some answers. Who did this? Inquisition? Or whoever runs Inquisition? Because for all we know, Inquisition is just following some law rule they were told. Hey, tell the citizens, do not befriend sorcerers under no circumstances. If you see it happen, arrest them. Put them in the dungeon. Which I don't know what that actually does. And I was wondering, why is magic a crime to them? Is it because they feel like, yes, magic is something Nemesis can do, so sorcerers are just Nemesis with human bodies? I don't know, but I feel like we're gonna get these answers later down the line. We see who's in charge of Inquisition. And also, Inquisition, what's their actual goal at the end of the day? I want to know, because maybe they're the reason why the divide still continues. Or maybe they're part of the problem. Who really knows? And I like the show so much. The story has so many interesting parts to it. Once you get one answer, I feel all the other answers will come together, hopefully. We're basically witnessing Seth's journey of becoming a first-class sorcerer. And it seems like it's really sorcerers versus everyone else in this world. And I really want to know, why is capturing Seth and those sorcerers a priority? Shouldn't it be dealing with Nemesis? Because Nemesis destroys whole towns with ease. And they fall from the sky in the form of eggs. So because they fall from the sky in the form of eggs, does that mean someone's making them, manipulating them? I want answers, Sway. And because that's a real mystery, shouldn't you be investigating how to solve that? Or at least give townspeople some type of ease or some preparation for a Nemesis attack? Like, why don't you have, like, in every town, a little Nemesis handbook? So if you see a Nemesis, here's what you do to survive and keep your families alive. But hey, it'd be like that sometimes. Let's talk about the characters. I really like Alma. Despite her attitude towards Seth, she really is a mother figure to him. Her backstory gave me a great understanding of why people hate sorcerers. They can use magic just like Nemesis, and they usually survive against Nemesis attacks, leading to pay a price, which they call a curse, which looks like to me a side effect unique to each individual. The village will attack and kill sorcerers they see because they're the bad guys, and it's the right thing to do. And after seeing what Seth been through, him and his goal make more sense to me. He's not saying, oh, I just want to be a #1 sorcerer and move on. I want to change what I've seen into a better one. I like that. I really mess with it. He's thinking about something bigger than him, which a lot of main characters, I mean, they do, but the way Seth tackles it, it just feels sensational. Because Seth initially annoyed me, but after seeing his actions, watching a couple episodes, I get him. His design fits him. He's a good-for-nothing idiot who wants to change the world, even if it means going through struggles and hitting brick walls and obstacles left, right, and center. So kudos to that man. I feel like if you made Melly the main character, it wouldn't be as interesting. And I can't even imagine that being a lot of fun to watch. Because that's so straightforward and simple, you can see and really appreciate all the backstories of everybody else and their personalities, and they all shine together. Because we're pretty much just like Seth. We have an understanding of the world, but we don't have all the major pieces. And as we see more and more, we see the bigger picture, and we can enjoy the ride to the maximum potential. And we can enjoy the ride to its utmost potential. The Doc guy is hilarious. He's a walking comedy routine. I love that about the show so much. All the characters and their backstories, that adds up. It doesn't feel like, oh, this character's this way just because. They all feel like they belong in the story, and they all serve their part. I feel like Doc was necessary to the story. Take him out, it wouldn't be the same story. Take away Melly, it wouldn't be the same thing. They complement each other, and they support each other in their own unique way. And every time we see a new character, it doesn't feel like, oh, we're just throwing new characters for the sake of it. They all add to the plot and push the story forward in their own way. Because of Doc, Seth has debt, and we learn how the city really works. These sorcerers are paying a lot of money, but they're getting protected. And they can pretty much walk around not feel discriminated against or worry that their presence is making everyone else feel uncomfortable. And because they're paying and they have so much stuff to do in the town, it's all worth it. It's actually a paradise, to say the very least. There's also research places to help them live with their infections. Now I want to see how well does that work. Is it helping or not? Does it like make the symptoms less intense? Or just stalls them? I want some answers to how the research center works, how they pick researchers, and everything in between. I'm really interested in the lore, learning how these characters function. Now let's talk about the music. The ending song is actually pretty catchy. I let it play and enjoy every bit of it. They do previews, so it's a good idea to watch the ending song and get a good taste for the next episode. The opening isn't too memorable, but I never feel like I gotta skip it because it's too trash. It gets me hyped and it fits the story. It's an adventure. It's gonna be brazy. A lot of stuff's gonna happen, but it's gonna be a sensational ride at the end of the day. The opening cinematics, I'm not really fond of it, but I mean, it's a thing. I can deal with it. I like the music they play whenever something dramatic is about to happen or some epicness is inbound. It always gets me hype. It reminds me of how I feel about the Black Clover OSTs. They slap, bro. You don't want to skip them joints. Listen to it all the way through each and every time. So overall, the soundtrack is solid. I see myself listening to any of these songs while I'm doing homework or working out. And the music for the eye catchers always hit the spot, to say the very least. Everything about the show holds my attention, and the music really enhances the show, doesn't hold it back in any way or form. So in conclusion, this is a great show to watch if you like magic and you want something interesting to watch this season. The appeal of the show for me is even when silly stuff is happening or flashback happens, it doesn't take away from my immersion. I'm not saying, oh, I don't want this, I'ma skip it. I watch everything and enjoy every bit of it. The storytelling and transitions, they flow naturally, which is a big plus in my book, because y'all know how I roll. I want a story that holds my attention, that grabs me from minute one and makes it so I don't want to let go all the way to the end. So when it all ends, I can say, wow, that was a crazy ride. I'm happy I stuck through all the bumpy times and all the little mishaps. Every episode I laugh at least twice. I really want to learn more about Melly and Yaga, who is Seth's mentor right now, training him how to use Fantasia. The setting and plot has me hooked. I'm really invested in this show and want to know more about everything. I'm going to go at the wiki and see if I can learn exactly how infections work, if it's been explained yet, or anything about it in general. I gave this show a solid B+. It's great and interesting. However, maybe I like it so much because I binged it in one sitting. So maybe watching week to week won't be that great, but who knows? So if no one wants to watch something week to week, maybe for you it'd be like a C+, or just a B. But hey, I recommend if you want to watch a show, you have two options. wait for it to end and then binge it all, or always take 2 episodes behind so that way you can enjoy the delicious flavor that is Radiant. So that's all I gotta say today. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Do your boy a favor. If you want to back me financially in any way, whether it be $1 or $2 or $5, I got a Patreon. Link is always in the description box below. If you want to talk to me and chill, I got Discord. Link is also in the description box below. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. Share this video on your favorite social medias if you enjoyed and want to support me any way you can. Comment your thoughts below. Do you like this new format? Any comments, any questions, concerns, recommendations for the next video? Put it also in the comments below. If there's any shows you think I should check out, want to hear my thoughts on, or even have an idea for the next live stream, let me know. I could really say so much more, but my squad needs me.